Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you see, it is now very clear that when you look at Davido's fan base, the people supporting Davido, the large percentage of them are people that really don't, they don't, they don't the reason well, and it did not happen by coincidence. They got that mentality from Davido. Now let me explain. You see, on Davido's birthday, on Davido's birthday, he granted an interview in America, and in that interview, he was asking Africans in America or Nigeria in America not to return back home. That there is nothing back home. That the country is this, economic this, the country is not that. You know, he demarketed Nigeria by all cost. And since that time, he has been under fire on social media. You know, Twitter, they've been dragging him. Ereno Mokri even said he is demarketing the country where his father have investment, a country that made him and stuff like that. People came out to say, oh, it's a lie, Nigeria made you. You were born in Atlanta, USA. Why didn't you start your music career and become who you are over there? But you came back to Nigeria and you became who you are. You are discouraging others from coming to Nigeria and whatnot. And just recently, our senior colleague, our Ipa, our father, yes, he's a father, in fact our grandfather, Patrick Doles, made his own 2 cents in response to Davido, and he said, you have to be incredibly dense to ask foreigner not to visit a country where your father has a $2 billion power generation investment. Some persons ought to know much better. You see, even in the music that Davido is doing, sometimes he talks anyhow. Records that are not true, he brings them up just to fill in the gap. You know, the problem here is not lack of education, but the problem here is somebody who wants to always be fond of himself. Davido thinks the world revolves around him. That is the reason why he can go on the media space to say anything he wants to say. And at the end of the day, he comes back licking his own wound. Let me explain. When Davido was not nominated for the Grammys, he was in a Ebuka show. He talked down Grammy award. He talked down the achievement of Grammy. He even mocked those who have won it. He mocked Burna Boy, he mocked Wizkid, saying he cannot, because of Grammy, to start to do Mama Way, all those Africa songs, what have you. Say even though he had this award, may him win. But God want do am. He did Timeless album and they nominated him. He was the first person that rushed to the venue to start to clean chair. What Davido do not have, he condemns. But what he has, he wants to publicize to the world. Hypocrisy in the highest order. Hypocrite, Davido. Hypocrisy in the highest order. But when we talk now, una go say na because of say we not like and blah blah blah. You see, the reason why we love Wizkid, go and check Wizkid's interview. Wizkid does not even talk about Nigeria like he wants to be specific about Nigeria. But he always sounded clear that I represent Africa. I represent Africa. I represent Africa. Our value, our culture, our music, our sound is always promoting the entire continent. Then Osakpolo go, this is the person people are using to compare. See, Two-Face really talk am say, to be civilized, you don't have to be educated. Now Osakpolo dey born for America, but now Wizkid na truly get the American sense, because you can never see an American talking down on America in a public space for any reason whatsoever. But see Osakpolo now, shame, they catch me for Davido and the fans.